Hello, this is Anne Agostino again, checking in on Module 6 and just answering some of the questions for our reflection. So one of the first questions was about creating the Google Slide spreadsheet. I definitely did that. I did the Google presentation, which I've used before and am very familiar with. I sent it to a couple of friends. I made up a website and a garden site, which is just something I'm interested in. Use some Pinterest pictures and things like that, but I'm familiar with it, so it's fun to work with, and it allows for a lot of creative abilities and kind of different ways of presenting. Very similar to PowerPoint, very user friendly, very intuitive. Um, as far as the units 3 and 4 for the Google training, some of what I learned was actually surprisingly basic. One part that I remember specifically was the question about sending forms on Google and some of the options for sharing. I knew you got an auto-generated public URL. I knew you could post directly to social media channels, but I didn't know you got a Google or a goo.gl URL. And I had never figured out the inviting only specific people until I went through the program again after I had been through the Teacher Center for Google, or Google for Education. Other one that kind of also was very informative was options for questions in Google Forms. So you can ask objective questions, subjective questions, images you can include, and YouTube videos. And I was really surprised to see that you could ask subjective questions and also include videos and imagery, which I didn't really consider. Not that I didn't think that it couldn't do it, I guess, but I didn't think of incorporating it with it. So I thought that the Google, the fundamental training was really useful, and again, very intuitive because Google's kind of great at that. As far as the certification, those are hours that I collect and can use for school. So definitely the certifications are useful. That's considered professional development, which increases our wages, and that obviously is always a good thing. So and then lastly, Google compared to like Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, I would say just my comfort level. I've used Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint for a very long time, but I'm a little bit older than most students that are in college right now. So those are programs that are very useful to me. I know that a lot of my students, however, are completely comfortable using exclusively Google, YouTube, Twitter, things like that. They're not that familiar with Word, especially when you have Google and you can share with your teacher. Your teacher can edit or give you a highlighted section to go over again. Microsoft, in that regard, really doesn't have that capability. It's great for writing a paper, but unless you're in college or you're in some kind of business, you don't really write that many papers when it comes to school types of things. Being able to edit and being able to show a student what they can improve upon is really critical, whereas just grading a paper, it doesn't really speak to the actual student, which is kind of what education, that's what gives us jobs. That's what allows us to keep working in this field, is the fact that you really need that human connection, and that technology can do a lot, but it can't do everything. And regarding like I said, that, so yeah, those would be my main points regarding Google. But I must say I'm very comfortable with Google now. So it started with just a simple Gmail account and proceeded from there, and now I'm able to share files and export files and do all of this with my students. My students don't necessarily need a laptop. They can use their iPads because we're not always printing. This, again, kind of goes back to the paperless world that they talk about in this chapter as well. So just great programs out there, and I think, again, they're considering more and more and of what this world needs, and really giving us the opportunity to educate and to learn as best that we can, and really share that knowledge with as many people as we can. And I think that's something admirable. So signing out today, and I hope you appreciate it. Thanks.